Let's go!
Hey guys, it's Retrohead here, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm really excited as I have a CEX lottery to do. And I don't do these overly often because I do much prefer to spend my CEX vouchers in the stores because I like to go out game hunting. But recently I've been trying to get some really uncommon GameCube games in the GameCube full set. And I'm really finding it hard to find games in CEXs in person that I still need for the Nintendo GameCube set. So I've recently done an online order of 4 games that I'm really hoping are in good condition. But the main way I have found out about this is I always keep up with what stores have got how many GameCube games. And I recently found out that Colville has got absolutely loads of GameCube games in stock. I think at the point when I ordered my 4 games, they had 106. Rings a bell, it was definitely over 100. And they had some very, very nice stuff. Now, I couldn't order loads of games that I needed. They had quite a lot that I needed, but obviously, I don't want to spend loads of vouchers in one go. I did recently do a massive CEX trade, so I did have the vouchers for all these games, but I didn't want to spend them all in one go. So I just picked 4 games that are pretty rare games, 2 of which are currently out of stock in CEX at the time of filming. So there's some pretty rare games in this parcel, and I'm really hoping they're in good condition. And also at the end of this video, I'll give you a little update on the full set, because as I said, I've added some pretty nice games to it recently, especially thanks to the Norwich Gaming Market, because I picked up some pretty rare games from there as well. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please subscribe to my channel Retrohead. Without further ado, let's open this parcel. So I'm now ready with the parcel and ready to open this. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes, because I said at the start, it all came from one big collection, I believe. So this should be quite good. So I've got a pair of scissors here, and I'm going to try and get into this as carefully as I can, obviously. But it's been quite a while since I've done a CEX lottery, so I'm quite excited to do one of these again, because obviously, I do much prefer to spend the vouchers in person, going to the stores, but obviously when you've been collecting GameCube for so long, it's so hard to find stuff that you need sometimes, that it can just be pretty much impossible to keep finding the games that you need in person. So that is why I've had to do a few online orders, and obviously, if you've been watching the videos, I've recently done a massive CEX trade-in. So I didn't have a problem paying for the games with the vouchers. It's just that I do prefer to spend them in person when I can. But anyway, we are nearly in the box. Just try and press this corner down. Yeah, there we go. We are in the box. So I'll just take the invoice out like that. I'm just going to check the invoice before I check to see. Yep, all these games, they all look right. Now, I paid quite a lot of postage for this. There's 4 games in here, and each one is $2.95 delivery, so it wasn't cheap postage, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they are in nice condition. So, alright, well, you can see the first one already, so we'll check this one out first. Metal Arms Glitch in the System. First impressions, looking good. It's not a reprinted cover, and it feels quite weighty. Yes, there's a manual. That's obviously a good sign. Oh, the manual is actually wrapped in a little plastic bag, which is really nice, actually. I'll check the disc out as well. I'll check that off camera, but oh yeah, the disc is really good condition on that. There's a little bit of residue on that, so I'd have thought it's been resurfaced, but yeah. The first one is really good. Metal Arms Glitch in the System. All these prices I say for the games will obviously be plus postage price, but this one was £10 plus $2.95, so about £13 for this. So really pleased with this one, because you don't see that game very often at all. It's a game I tried to pick up out of the Norwich CEX, but it was actually a reprinted cover then, so I'm glad there's no reprinted cover now. I know they shouldn't send out the reprinted covers, but people are seem to getting them online. Right, here's the next game. Samurai Jack, The Legend for Aku, I believe. I've never watched Samurai Jack, but I've heard that this is a pretty good game, so I'm quite intrigued by this. That sticker is actually on the paper, but that doesn't bother me. Not on the barcode, so that's absolutely fine. And again, this feels like there's a manual in there. Oh, we have the health and safety booklet and the manual behind, yes. And it is in a plastic protector, which is really nice. And disc the other side there, which again I'll take out off camera and have a look at the condition. Pretty clean, very light surface scratches, but that will play absolutely fine. So happy with those. Yep, really pleased with that one. Next one, But Ugly Martians Zoom or Doom. Again, looks very clean. Let's check inside. We have a manual. Again, wrapped in this little plastic bag, which is really nice. I will take these manuals out of the bags in a minute and have a little flick through, but they look good for the moment. And the disc condition is really nice. I do think they've all been resurfaced, but they've obviously been done by, I would highly presume, CEX's resurfacer, and they all seem really clean. And then finally, Dragon's Lair 3D. Now this one says Dragon's Lair 3D Special Edition, but I don't actually think I've ever seen a copy of Dragon's Lair 3D on the GameCube that doesn't say Special Edition. Now I am going to have a little look inside. I'm not sure if that's on the case or the artwork. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Again, complete with the manual. I'll check the disc first this time on this one. Really clean. Again, very, very light surface scratches, but they're so light it doesn't bother me at all. And here we have the manual again in one of these plastic bags, which is absolutely great. In fact, let's have a look inside this manual first and see what the condition is like inside. I presume it's going to be pretty good, but let's have a look. Oh, that feels so clean. Oh yeah, that is really clean. Notes page. Oh, there's no notes page on this. Yeah, it hasn't been written in at all. Yeah, really pleased with that. These games just seem so clean. I'm well pleased with these. I had quite high hopes, more than normal for this CEX lottery, just because, as I said, I think they all came from one collector, and what people were saying is they seem to be in pretty good condition. But let's have a look at this. So yeah, this mark does seem to be on the actual inlay, but that is not bad at all. I'm not bothered about that at all. Obviously, I'd rather it wasn't there, but it doesn't really bother me at all, especially with the disc and the manual being so clean as well. So I believe all of these, unless something really bad happens in one of the manuals, is a keeper. I'll just check sort of like the inside of the artwork. Do that off camera as well. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So let's have a look inside this manual as well. But they just seem like they've come from a proper collector who's kept these really nice. Like, you're not going to go out and order plastic baggies for your manuals unless you really cared about your games, obviously. But yes, this seems really clean. There's a tiny little bit of a nick up there, but that's absolutely fine. Yep, so But Ugly Martians and Dragon's Lair 3D so far are absolute keepers. Really pleased with those, because those two are games that you don't see very often on the GameCube at all. I believe at the time of recording this video, there's actually no Dragon's Lair 3Ds on the GameCube in stock at CEX, so obviously quite an uncommon one. But Ugly Martians has been in the Norwich CEX for absolutely ages. It probably still is, to be fair, but that's a reprinted cover. But this one is really nice. Very happy with that. Next up, Samurai Jack. Outside seems really good condition. I'll just check the inside of the insert is all nice and clean as well. Obviously, already checked the discs. So let's check out the manual. I really like these bags. I'd like to order these myself. Obviously, going for the full GameCube set, getting bags for every game is going to be quite expensive. But yes, this seems really clean. And this is probably the one that I'm most intrigued to play, just because I've heard really good things about this game. And it just looks really good. Again, never ever watched the cartoon, but it's developed by Sega, so it's probably going to be pretty decent. Some of my favourite GameCube games were actually made by Sega, so this one was £20 plus postage, so 23 quid for this. Obviously using vouchers that I got from some games that I didn't even want anymore, so very happy with that one. Really pleased. And then finally, again, metal arms glitch in the system. All looking very clean on the outside. And inside, disc we've already checked again, and also the manual. Check out the condition of this one. Feels really clean. That's one thing about these games, they feel so clean. This one's a full colour manual as well, which is nice. Yeah, this looks really good. Very happy with these. I also think, well, I sort of know because I've sort of kept up with the GameCube pricing at CEX, but a lot of their GameCube games at the moment have dropped down in price. So I am going to just quickly get the invoice and tell you again what I paid for each of these games, because I think this wasn't bad at all. I know the postage is pretty high for what they are, really, £3 an item, or £2.95, but there's nothing you can do about that. So, Metal Arms Glitch in the System, this cost £10 plus postage, so £13 essentially. Samurai Jack, again, £20, so £3 postage, so £23. That is a good price, this game, because I've been looking for that for a long time. But Ugly Martians, Zoom or Doom, £18 plus postage, so £21. And also Dragon's Lair 3D. This game was, where is it on the list? £20 plus postage, so £23. Really pleased with that. Now, the games that I'm probably most looking forward to playing is probably these two, either Samurai Jack or Dragon's Lair 3D. I've never ever played a Dragon Lair game before, so really intrigued by this. Now, obviously, you can see there's quite a few different countries' flags there, but there is an English one and also English writing on the back, so that'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, very happy with these. These are going to be awesome in the collection. Now, there was actually quite a few more games that I needed in that CEX, but I didn't just want to spend absolutely loads of voucher. And the final thing that I want to check, I believe they were, is I just want to check they're all official GameCube cases. I have got some I can recase if they're not, but obviously I'd rather that they were. So that one is Dragon's Lair official. Yeah, this has definitely come from a collector, just because they are really good condition. Obviously, having the baggies around the manuals just kind of confirms that as well. So yeah, that is a very successful CEX lottery. Really pleased with those. So as you can see, that CEX lottery went so well, and I'm so pleased to add these 4 games into my GameCube full set now. I'm doing quite well, I'm well over halfway now, so to add these 4 is really good. And these are 4 pretty uncommon games. But Ugly Martian, Zoom or Doom, and also Dragon's Lair 3D are currently out of stock in CEX as well, so there's some pretty uncommon games, if not rare games, going into the GameCube full set, which is really good, as I'm finding it hard to add these games to the collection. As I said at the start of the video, they did have quite a lot more that I needed in that store, but I just tried to pick 4 reasonably priced games that I think are rare games and ones that I might not see anytime soon, so I'm very happy with these. And I'm also really looking forward to playing Dragon's Lair 3D, as I've never ever played a Dragon's Lair game. So if you know anything about this one or if it's any good, do let me know in the comments down below. So now let's take a look at how the full GameCube set is looking currently. So as you can see, this is how the GameCube shelves are currently looking, and I'm really pleased with the progress. Obviously, with the Norwich Gaming Market and also today's CEX lottery, there's been quite a few games going into the collection lately, and I went through quite a few weeks not being able to find anything I needed, because obviously when you get so far into a full set, it gets very difficult. So let's start at the top and just show some of the games I've added quite recently. So from the Norwich Gaming Market, I got BMX Triple X, which is quite a hard game to find. And also, obviously, from today, But Ugly Martians. Really pleased with that one. Currently none in stock at CEX, as I said, so pleased with that. Disney Sports Skateboarding. That was also from the Norwich Gaming Market. Another good one to add. Then moving along down here, Hello Kitty Roller Rescue, as you can see there. That is a hard game to find. And I recently added that from the Norwich Gaming Market as well, which was nice. And obviously, Dragon's Lair 3D on the left there. One that I'm also really pleased to have, and I'm really looking forward to playing this one. So it looks like such a good game. As I said, I've never played a Dragon's Lair game either, so should be a pretty good game, that one. And then moving across here, Metal Arms Glitch in the System, which is just here. Obviously, that was in today's CEX lottery. Pleased with that. And obviously, moving across, we also have NBA Street Volume 2, which was also picked up from the Norwich Gaming Market. A game that I had when I was really young, so really pleased to have that one back in the collection. Then moving across here, I don't think there was anything particularly added on this shelf. And then moving down here, Shrek 2, as you can see in the middle there. This is a game that I had before, but it was in really bad condition. And I only found it for a £5 at the Norwich Gaming Market. So for a £5, I just had to get the condition upgrade. And also my one didn't have the manual, and that one is complete as well. And then obviously Samurai Jack is a game that I'm really looking forward to playing. Already said that before in today's video, but really pleased with that. The condition of the games in today's CEX lottery has just been so good. And then the final 2 bottom shelves here, nothing added to the collection on these 2, but I still want to show them, just because I like to show how the GameCube set is going. And then obviously the GameCube Player's Choice set down there, which has not been added to overly much, just because it's really hard to get the Player's Choice games at the moment. That is the current GameCube collection. Really pleased with how it's looking at the moment. So yeah, pretty pleased with how the GameCube set is looking. And as this video goes out, it was quite soon after I ordered these games, so if you are after some nice GameCube games, I definitely recommend trying to order them from that store, because I believe they still have quite a lot of good condition ones in stock. So if you are after some good GameCube games, if you can, try and order them from the Colville store, because they should come in pretty good condition. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please subscribe to our channel Retrohead, and I'll see you all later. Bye!